You know, in the world of pool, you've got fun games, you've got fast games, and then you've got the game of pure, raw skill. Today, we are breaking down 10 Ball. This is the game designed by pros for pros to prove who's really the best.
Okay, let's get right into it. The entire philosophy behind 10 Ball, the whole reason it exists, can be boiled down to this one idea: skill over luck. The entire rulebook is built to get rid of those lucky shots, the slop, which means every single win is earned the hard way.
So that leads us to the big question, right? What is it about the rules that makes this game the ultimate test of a player's precision, their strategy, and their nerve? Well, let's break them down.
We're going to walk through the whole thing. We'll start with the main objective, then how to set up the table, the absolutely crucial rules of play, some next-level strategy, the heavy price you pay for mistakes, and finally, we'll see how it stacks up against its famous cousins, 8 Ball and 9 Ball.
So first things first, what's the fundamental goal here? The idea is pretty simple, but actually pulling it off? That's a whole other story. The objective is to pocket the 10 Ball, but here's the catch. You have to work your way through all the other 9 balls first, and you have to do it in perfect numerical order. And that final shot on the 10, it has to be intentional and it has to be called. No accidents allowed here.
Every game of pool starts the same way, right? With the rack and the break. But in 10 Ball, even this part of the setup has super precise, non-negotiable rules. You gotta do it exactly right.
The setup is absolutely critical. The 1 ball sits right at the very top, which makes sure it's the first ball that gets hit on the break. And the 10 Ball, the money ball, is protected right in the center of that triangle. The rest of the balls are all mixed up to guarantee a totally different layout every single time.
Now for the break shot. This is the one and only shot in the entire game that you don't have to call. But it has to be a powerful, legal break. You either have to sink a ball, or you've got to send at least 4 of those object balls flying into the cushions. Anything less than that is a foul, and you just handed the table right over to your opponent.
Okay, now we're getting to the real heart of the game. These next 2 rules, this is what truly separates 10 Ball from everything else. This is where the game shows its teeth.
First up is rotational play. What does that mean? It's simple. On every single shot, the cue ball must hit the lowest numbered ball on the table first, period. No exceptions. This creates a predictable, tactical puzzle that both players have to solve.
And the second pillar of the game is that you have to call your shot. The official rule is pretty clear. You have to say which ball you're aiming for and which pocket it's going into. If you call the 2 ball in the corner and it accidentally rolls into the side pocket, sorry, that doesn't count.
So what this all means is there is 0 room for luck. A ball that just happens to fall in a pocket by accident isn't a success. It's a mistake. Your turn is over and your opponent gets to decide what happens next. Every single point scored in this game is a direct result of pure intention and execution.
All right, so knowing the basic rules is one thing, but understanding the deeper strategy, well, that's what wins matches. Let's look at a few really cool rules that define high-level 10 Ball.
One of the most interesting strategic moves is the push-out. Now, this is a special option that's only available for the very first shot right after the break. A player can call a push-out, and then they can legally hit the cue ball anywhere they want without worrying about hitting the lowest ball or even driving a ball to a rail.
Which, it kind of begs the question, wait a minute, the break just left you at the table. Why on earth would you ever play a shot that automatically gives up your turn? The answer is pure strategy.
Let's say the break shot leaves you in a terrible spot. Maybe the 1 ball is totally trapped and you have no clear shot. A push-out is your get-out-of-jail-free card. You can just gently tap the cue ball to a much better location. But now the pressure shifts. Your opponent has to look at that new layout and decide, do they want to shoot from there, or do they want to force you to deal with the position you just created? It's a fantastic little mind game. Here's another huge difference, especially from 9 Ball. In 9 Ball, you can win by getting lucky. A wild combination shot that accidentally sinks the 9 ball early? Game over, you win. In 10 Ball, that is impossible. If the 10 ball gets pocketed too early or on a foul, it doesn't stay down.
Instead, the referee spots the 10 ball. They literally pick it up and put it back into play on the foot spot. The game isn't over. This rule makes sure that the game is won with a deliberate final shot on the 10 ball when it's supposed to be shot, which just reinforces that whole no luck philosophy.
Now let's talk about what happens when you make a mistake. Because in 10 ball, fouls aren't just little slip-ups. They are game-changing opportunities that you hand right over to your opponent.
The penalty for almost any standard foul, like scratching the cue ball, hitting the wrong ball first, or not driving a ball to a rail after contact is severe. Your opponent gets ball in hand. And this doesn't mean they shoot from behind the line. Oh no, it means they can place that cue ball anywhere they want on the entire table. That is a massive advantage.
But as bad as that is, there is one penalty that is far, far worse. And it all comes down to this number.
That's right. If you commit 3 fouls in a row without making a single legal shot in between them, you don't just lose your turn, you lose the entire game on the spot. Can you imagine the mental pressure that adds when a player is already on 2 fouls?
Okay, so let's put this all together. How does 10 ball really compare to the 2 other games you're most likely to see out there?
You can really see the difference when it's all laid out like this. 9 ball is also rotational, sure, but it allows for slop, and a lucky 9 ball can win the game early. 8 ball is a call shot game, but it's about groups, solids and stripes, not rotation. 10 ball basically takes the hardest elements from both of them, the strict order of 9 ball and the call shot precision of 8 ball, and then combines them, while adding that killer rule that the money ball has to be the last one pocketed legally.
So when you look at all these rules combined, the strict rack, the called shots, the spotting of the 10 ball, and those severe penalties, what does it all really add up to?
Well, the verdict is clear. 10 ball isn't just another game of pool. It's a discipline that was crafted to be the truest possible test of a player's ability. It demands precision on every shot, it rewards strategic thinking, and it punishes even the smallest mistakes. It's the game where the best player, not the luckiest, almost always wins.